Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
Welcome all of our wonderful guest speakers to this first session of Women Empowerment. And our first speaker is Simone de Haas. And Simone is an international speaker, mentor, coach, and founder and CEO of Seasoned Voices. Drawing on 30 plus years of leading diverse groups as multi-award-winning theater director and producer, Simone brings intriguing, groundbreaking perspectives and possibilities to individuals and organizations who seek to become dynamically future active. I love that. Simone is a masterful communicator, mentor, and coach. Her unique and diverse portfolio of work in both the creative industries and the corporate world creates a strong platform for developing transformational leaders and building exceptional organizations. Intuitive, inspirational, and interactive, Simone's creative capacities move effortlessly and pragmatically between stage and boardroom. Whether she is singing, directing, telling quirky leadership stories, or displaying the power of creative improvisation, her presence brings extraordinary insights into the new world that is evolving. Simone's session title today is Cradle to Crone, the Path to Untethered Wisdom. Welcome, Simone.
Thank you very much. Thank you all, and thank you to everyone listening out in the ether, and welcome to this session. Shakespeare is well known for this particular quote: "All of the world is a stage, and all of the men and women merely players. We have our entrances and our exits, and each woman in her time plays many parts, her seasons having 7 stages. Welcome to Cradle to Crone, the path to untethered wisdom." Now, when Shakespeare penned those words in the 1600s, the average life expectancy was somewhere between 30 to 35 years. That's an incredibly short amount of time to garner all of the wisdom that you want to share. And so fast forward to 2021. We are living much longer. We are learning longer. We're reaching our peaks much later in life. And we are stepping into our seasoned voices at many different ages. So if we compare our lifespans now, it doesn't seem like any time at all that we now have the potential to gather our own wisdom. The wisdom that arises from the moment we take our first breath to the moment that we take our last. Now, not only are we wise, but we are also wiser. And not only do we embody wisdom, we are also wisdom keepers. And our journey from cradle to crone is a constant revisioning of that particular narrative. And it is just one piece of that narrative that I'd love to share with you today. And that is the piece about seeking. We seem to spend a great deal of our time seeking wisdom. And in a world that is currently seeing itself in such dissonance, we are in disarray, we are disconnected from each other. We are no longer in harmony with either ourselves or our fellow humans. And so what I want to encourage you today is to really think about how can you bring yourself into what is known as consonance. Consonance, which comes from the Latin meaning consonare, to sound together, to bring yourself into sync, to allow yourself the full expression and embodiment of your beauty and your wisdom and everything that has come before you, the richness of your experience, your lived experience. Now, we often think of ourselves as we step forward through our lives. You know, we often think as we get more mature, as we age, that we begin to think, well, that must be the time of our wisdom. But I have met many who are barely out of their cradle, who have the most incredible wisdom. And I've also met many who have had a significant number of years on this planet who have very little wisdom, who are in fact quite immature or unaware. So the cradle to crone journey is not a journey of age. It is a journey of expressing the fullness of our being. It's a journey of expressing what it is that we are seeking. I absolutely love the quote by Rumi, which is, what you are seeking is seeking you. And I think that is something that we can really hold close to our hearts at the moment. What is it that you are seeking? What is it that is asking for its fullest expression in your life? What is it that you want to share, that only you, your unique voice, your unique expression of everything that you bring to the world, what is it that you can bring into harmony, that you can bring into sync for your life and for the beauty of all of those that you reach? So much of our wisdom comes from our stepping into not only that crone age, but everything that we have brought through our lives from the moment we took our first breath. And it will continue right up to that moment when we take our last. I want you to imagine for a moment. So we are in this time of great seeking. We are seeking truth. We are seeking our integrity. We are seeking our sovereignty. And in that moment, we are so busy seeking. We are so busy searching, trying to find the path forward, trying to find our own path of untethered wisdom, that often we forget to stop. Because when we look to the future and say, well, what's my future going to look like? What is it that I can bring to the world? We get so busy with the seeking that we forget to stop to listen. We forget to have those moments of stillness. We forget that it is in those moments of pause that the magic happens. I want you to think for a moment of your favorite piece of music. Now, what's your favorite piece of music? And just imagine it, bring it into your mind. Hum it, if you will. Doesn't matter if it's classical, contemporary, or death metal, whatever it might be. What's your favorite piece of music? And just think a moment for how those notes transport you, how they create this beautiful harmony in your spirit, how they are in consonance. Those notes are in consonance with your being. And now think for a moment about those notes. Each one of those notes would not have the magic that it does if it didn't have the pauses in between. If it was just a rush of noise, if it was just note after note after note, there would be nothing to hear. It would become noise. And that is what the world feels like for many of us at the moment, because we are not pausing. We are not pausing to listen. We are not taking those moments that allow us the full breadth and depth and the rising of our wisdom, so that we can hear what it is our intuition, our intelligence is trying to tell us. We are missing those beautiful moments from the cradle to the throne, that path of untethered wisdom, those moments of stillness that allow us to appreciate where our feet are planted. Just as an orchestra. So now we're going to take this metaphor of the music, we're going to actually spread it out into, imagine an orchestra. Each of them have a role to play, just like all of us, the world over, have a role to play. And in the center, guiding the music, guiding the energy, bringing it all together in consonance, in harmony, in a complete sounding of the music and the pauses. So there's the conductor, the maestro, standing on that podium, arms lifted, and every eye is on the maestro, on the conductor. And they wait, and we wait with paused breath. And we wait for that exquisite moment when the conductor lifts their hands and sets things in motion. And in that moment, we are able to bring ourselves into complete alignment. We're able to bring ourselves into harmony, into consonance. And there will be times when we stop playing because the music dictates that. Our life dictates that we must pause. And so in the seeking of the music, in the seeking of your wisdom, there are times that you must pause. There are times where you must pay attention to where you are in this given moment. Yet being ready to take up your instrument, to lift your voice, to raise your voice, to raise your spirit, to speak your truth. But it is in the pausing that we get that exquisite knowing of what's next. And just like the orchestra, as we come together in that beautiful harmony of knowing and bringing to the unity and consciousness, as we all bring together our beautiful music, our perfect notes, we start to create a very different kind of music. Because what happens is that when we all raise our voices together, is that we create something that was not there before. And just like any creative process, it is about creating something that was not there before. And as we tap into our wisdom, as we reach into those deep recesses of our soul and our spirit and our own music making, as we raise our voices in harmony, we then can share that with the world. We then have this gift that we can bring. We bring the gift of consonance. So that journey from cradle to crone, and I've diverged via orchestras and music, but it's all part of the bigger picture. It is all part of bringing together the beautiful harmony of our spirit. It is part of leaving the dissonance behind, taking the moments to pause and bring ourselves fully into the present moment in consonance, in harmony with each other, in a sounding together of this unique message that we all have something to contribute to. So I invite you today to really think about, how are you in consonance with your world? What music are you bringing forward? What are the different expressions of your voice that you would like to bring forward? And regardless of your age, regardless of where you are in your life journey, understand that the wisdom you have is integral to creating this unity. And that each of you, just like in an orchestra, have a very unique voice to share. That you have something really special, a gift that goes beyond the single instrument, that creates something beautiful because it comes together in consonance. I'd like to finish with a quote that I also love. I'm a great one for quotes and using them to express sometimes the things that I find almost like bigger than me. And let me just finish with this. As we seek and seed our greatness, and as we move into the season of the sage, the crone, the wise woman, the divine feminine, whatever label you might like to give it, the elder, no matter what you name her or how the narrative has been revisioned in your life, she is here, powerful, untethered, joyful, compassionate, and powerful in her completeness, the keeper of wisdom and the way shower. So as you move through your seeking and your pauses and bring together the consonance of yourself and spirit, I encourage you to do not go quietly into the night. Come burning into the present moment, far-sighted, deeply grounded, and heart-strong. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Simone, for that beautiful, beautiful message. And as a musician, and also my training is in theater, I love it. I think beautiful, and reminding me also of Grandmother Parrish's introduction, where she talks about each of us has that unique fingerprint, that we each bring our own unique contribution. And we're all necessary. We're all part of that picture. If anyone doesn't, why, we're missing something like proverbial mosaic missing that one tiny piece somewhere.
Well, exactly. You know, if you don't have the flute player in the orchestra, there is an essence there, an energy there that's then missing. So yes, absolutely, we all have a part to play.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And
Thank
I've
you.
made some notes, and I'll have some questions of sort of what my goal here is to have all four of you be able to ask questions of each other and have an exchange here in the discussion part. So